All right, so I think we are now live on YouTube. We've got Bitcoin Renegade popping into the chat right now. I apologize, but we had some crazy stuff kind of go down with the live stream. I am not sure what's happening, but it seems to be working now. Just doing a quick check here. It looks like Renegade is trying to connect in.
Bro,
What's
the
happening, man?
video's gone. The video's
Yep.
gone.
Yeah, I had to take it down.
Oh, you did. Oh,
Yeah, I had to take it down. Zoom is having all sorts of issues right now, so we are going to have to get this up real quick. Okay.
are you gonna redo it on Zoom or restream?
Yeah, we're doing it right now. We're live right now.
Oh, nice.
Yep.
Wait,
So bear with me 1 second. I'm just gonna set out another tweet. Gosh, that stinks. But it is what it is. Sometimes technology isn't our friend. Um, but for everyone watching, I don't have any video coming through on you.
you don't?
No, so I'm not sure
Okay, hold on.
what's going on there. Okay.
Is it working now?
No.
Okay.
Um,
Let me come back in.
Sounds good. Okay, so folks, we've got 3 people watching. I do apologize for that. We're just making sure everything's coming through right now because Zoom is doing some really wicked stuff right now. So thank you all for joining. And yeah, we're gonna have Renegade back in here. We're gonna let people kind of filter back in. This has just been an absolute nightmare with Zoom, so I do apologize to everyone for the delay in what is happening. We have Bitcoin Renegade joining us right now. We got 16 people strong. Thanks for trickling in, folks. And really, in today's video, man, it's kind of like this full circle thing that uh, that we've been through. I believe our first time we ever met was about 2 years ago, almost. I think it was like January, something like that, 2022. So you introduced me, folks, and this is a crazy story. I don't think you guys understand how crazy of a story this was. Because Bitcoin Renegade and follow him, I will throw a link to his Twitter in the just in the pinned comment. And I mean, it was just this crazy, absolutely insane fluke by chance that we met. And boy, oh boy, that that there was such an impact that you had as a result, on me, and that was telling me about the internet computer. So the way it went down, folks, is Bitcoin Renegade and I basically, here we go. Follow him on Twitter, folks, at Bitcoin Renegade,
Yeah.
Bitcoin R3 Renegade. Well, we both ended up on the Crypto Wendio channel, and Crypto Wendio is a friend of mine. I just had lunch with her last month out in LA. Very, very talented crypto influencer, to say the least. But we found ourselves on her channel for one of her Friday live streams. And I can remember I reached out to everybody who was on that live stream and tried to like network and stuff because hey, we're at that time we were two up and coming, hustlers that wanted to kind of make a mark, especially in the cryptoverse because it's a grind, an absolute
Sure.
grind. And so we ended up talking, and Bitcoin Renegade ended up telling me about ICP. And boy, oh boy, I took one look at the charts and I said, oh my goodness, dude, what are
Might have
you
took some
feeding me?
convincing there, just a little bit, maybe.
Well, I took one look at it and I'm like, wow, this is a tough chart to look at. Remember that, dude? That
I
was
do,
that
yeah.
was a tough chart to look at.
Mhm.
And really when it comes down to it, it was absolutely crazy because little did we know that Bitcoin Renegade had just onboarded me into this crazy mess that I was going to get into. And I say crazy mess because it was crazy. But without Bitcoin Renegade, there might not be a saved reputation of Definity because at the time, Internet Computer and Definity had the worst chart, like I think that has ever probably existed in crypto.
Not
And
quite. I could tell you a couple of them, but it was
okay,
pretty bad.
like
It was
it's
pretty
right
bad.
up there. It
Yeah,
I mean it's up there. I mean, this looks
yeah.
bad. This looks
It looks
bad.
bad.
That's to keep it away from me.
But Jasmine. Yeah,
Yeah,
and look at
okay.
Jasmine too, but yeah.
Okay. And so all of a sudden, he starts telling me about the ecosystem, and I'm just going, my goodness. Then I realized like this was all fabricated FUD stories that we saw and we're hearing because here I am using the ecosystem, Bitcoin Renegade saying, hey, check out this DApp, check out that DApp, and I'm thinking, wow, this cannot be a scam because that was the narrative at that time about Internet Computer is that it was a straight up scam. I mean, that just is what it was.
I just
Everybody would say that.
So I just want to elaborate on that, then I'll let you finish, and then I'll tell my story later on that because there's a few things that I want to add to that. But so when I looked at it, I judge crypto a lot by like the launch time and how it was launched during the bull market. So my thought, like we would have never known the real reason, but my thought into it was just a bad launch date, launching like
Mm-hmm.
right at the almost end of the 2021 bull market. And then it goes up a little bit and then just tanks all the way down. So it was a bad
Mm-hmm.
launch. And that was my reasoning until you actually found more evidence for manipulation. So
Yeah, and this is the part where it gets crazy because Bitcoin Renegade starts telling me about the Definity Grants program and how content creators could get grants to basically do content on like stuff within the internet computer. And so like I'm starting to like see this as like an opportunity to maybe make some money during the bear market, but there was no way I was going to take a grant like just with what I was seeing at the time. So I went down this rabbit hole, dude, of doing my own research to try to figure out what happened. And like I almost never even covered ICP, but I started like seeing all these articles from like the New York Times and stuff. And I'm like, there's no way this can be a crooked chain because like everything was like all the I's were dotted, all the T's were crossed, fast, lightning speed. I mean, all this stuff was insane that Internet Computer offered. And dude, I started digging and digging and digging. And I started looking at all the like exchange data, things like that. And I started realizing that FTX had basically manipulated the ICP launch. and that this was some crazy scheme to take down the best technology in the world, possibly. And so, what was interesting about that is that I would have never stumbled upon this if it hadn't been for Crypto Wendy and you. And this quite possibly has reversed that narrative that internet computer is a rug pull.
See, and I think
You know,
FTX and them were trying to make it look like it was just a bad launch or a rug pull is why
100%,
they pumped it up so high and knew that it was a bad time to launch, so they just were able to dump it in the ground. It's just
100%,
horrible, horrible.
100%. Yeah, they purposely dumped it into the ground. No, like,
Well, because
no,
look where it starts over here on the perpetual futures, and then after the big pump, look where it ends up over here on the other side of that head, and it kind of makes a head and shoulder. No, not over there on the same chart.
oh yeah,
On the
oh
same one
yeah,
over here. So I guess you could look at it over there too. But here,
yeah.
if you look at the bottom over here, all the way to the left,
Okay,
left, yeah, right there, and then
yeah,
all the way just over the head to the other shoulder,
okay. Oh
over
yeah,
the
I
head
see
to the
that. Yep, I
shoulder,
see that.
it
Yep,
goes to the
right here.
exact same
Yeah,
spot where it launched at. So that
yeah,
means all of that in between there, even after this
yep,
dump up here to that first big dump right there is where it started. So they
right.
obviously dumped it all the way back down to the initial launch price before
It,
another pump and then a long-term dump.
yep, exactly. And so there was uh, no reason other than to absolutely destroy ICP at launch, plant the narrative that it was some sort of rug pull, when you can see that
Wow.
FTX pumped the hell out of this thing, 500-600% hour or 4 days before ICP's token even launched. This should be impossible to do, but they did it with perpetual futures. That was the crazy thing, dude. So, like, one of the craziest things about, like, this was like one of the very last things that I had found after putting in, like, I want to say like 60 hours plus of research into this, because I ended up finding out that FTX hosed Ronin Network first. And then I thought to myself, wow, I wonder if they did the same thing to ICP. And I had to basically comb through all these crypto exchanges perpetual futures data, and every single one of them looked the same. Some of them launched perpetual futures long after ICP launched, but FTX was the only one that ever launched them before. And so
So it
this
does it say
got
how much
crazy.
volume? Does it say how much volume there was
Um,
well it launched the 4 days before?
there are numbers out there. I don't have them right here,
Oh, okay. That would be
but
something to look at too, because
yeah,
you could see how much, money they put in to manipulate the price. That would be good
yeah.
information.
Well, I don't know if they really put in too much money at all. I I I think like they basically opened up perpetual futures on it, and I think what they did was they just used their market maker to pump this price way up, and
Oh,
so like they're just pumping, artificially inflating this price, buying and selling, buying and selling, buying and selling, and then once that happens, and they released the market maker from the price, they basically might have turned it off or something at launch. All these exchanges that were plugging in to get ICP tokens basically got dumped on by FTX. So yeah, it was this crazy thing that did happen. So I mean, this is like been a long time coming, and this has been a very important video. I don't think we've ever really like sat down like this and talked about it, but
not with like visual representations. We did do a video
yeah,
before, like just kind of talking about it with you, Victor, and Igito
that's
and
right. Yeah,
myself. But I just wanted to elaborate on how we met on Crypto Wendy, my side of it, and then we can kind of move on after that
yeah,
if you want.
yep,
So basically, I had joined into crypto. I was an investor. I was watching people's YouTube videos and I was like, hey, I could probably do that. Like I'm pretty
Mhm.
smart. That's what I was thinking. So I did a poll in like a big YouTubers Telegram group, and it was like 50-50. People were like, yeah, yes and no. Should I be a crypto YouTuber? Anyway, so I was trying to like get on, people's channels, trying to collaborate, and nobody would let me on their channel. Like
Mhm.
nobody. Someone, Crypto tried to charge me like $3,000 or something in Bitcoin to come on my channel, and I was
Wow.
like, yeah, I'm not going to give up my Bitcoin because I think it was still at like 40K. But I found Crypto Wendy, and my dumbass, before I knew all the rules and everything and like the etiquette, I was like, hey Wendy, in her chat, I was like, hey, let me join your videos, and never got a response, right? And so one time I'm like, wait, she has an email right here that I can just like ask her if I can be on her show. And so I was like, well, she'd probably say no like everybody else, but I'm gonna give it a shot. And then I get an email reply back, hey, you're on the show this Friday.
Mhm.
And I was like, what the hell is going on here? And I was literally, this was probably like a year and a half into my crypto journey. And I was getting ready to quit making content. I was done. I was like, we're in the bear market now. Like nobody will
Mhm.
collaborate with me. I don't have any real crypto friends. Like that's why I joined here. And so I was like, I'm done. And I was like, wow, Crypto Wendy let me on there. This kind of reinvigorated my creativity, my drive to actually like make crypto videos and just like provide value for the community. Anyway, so I go on that show, it revives me. Then I get Six Figs reaching out to me, the only person. Like I've had a few people like channels smaller than mine, like trying to clout chase and stuff, but like to actually have somebody like reach out as a friend. He says he was networking, but like I saw it more as like somebody trying to be a friend. And so that just kind of reinvigorated me. And him joining the grant program made it a lot easier because some of the stuff I was dealing with in my life
Mm.
and with the grant and like everything, because it was really complicated to do the grant. You had to have a
Oh.
lot of stuff together, and you just had to like have all your T's crossed and your I's dotted. And it was just kind of difficult. So he was there for me in that. And so that's why we're such good friends. That's why like I shared the grant program with him, because he did make that effort, to like, hey, what's up, man? Like I don't care that you're a small channel right now. Like I see you as a person instead of like just this little peon. And that's why I love Wendy too, because she really,
Mhm.
people say they're in it, to help the small creators, but like she really is. And Six Figs, let's just say he would have never found out. No, sorry. Six Figs found out about the FTX, but none of us would have found out about it had Six Figs not joined the ICP team.
It'd still be unknown. I feel like, dude, the narrative would still be out there. There'd be nothing else to like sway that. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know,
It's
man.
just,
Some of that stuff is hidden deep. And like you said, you
yeah,
had to do a lot of research. And
dude.
I just don't think that there was anybody at the time that was invested like into what ICP's potential could be, instead
Mhm.
of just what happened with the price going down and people losing money.
Right.
They wouldn't have really put that effort in. So it might have been found, but I'm going to say it would have been a lot later.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, that was just, dude, and it was, I stumbled on it by mistake. It wasn't
That's
like it
awesome.
was, dude, it was a complete mistake. I was looking for a needle in a haystack and I found two of them. So it was kind of crazy. So yeah, I mean, just to see this thing come full circle now from the old days, like 2 years
I'm
ago,
so
dude, that
happy,
was
man,
rough.
for real.
That was rough. To see ICP climb through these crypto rankings up to the top now is just, it's just so refreshing. Like, dude, I've been waiting for this for years now. So yeah, I mean, it is what it is. It was like this miracle that happened. Um, but
Yeah,
enough of,
and thanks to that, now I make ICP content, and all of our audiences are making bank right now.
dude.
So
Yeah, dude, isn't that
that's
sweet?
what matters. So
Um, yeah, so we got some stuff here. Whoops. I accidentally shared the wrong screen here. Maybe I didn't. I don't know.
oh,
But
hopefully it doesn't show your browser history.
oh boy.
Just
Uh-oh.
kidding.
It's gonna You're going to see the searches for Bitcoin Renegade
Oh
gone
no.
wild. But we had a tweet. Now I want to get your opinion on like this new stuff that's coming to ICP. We got chain key USDC, we got chain key USDT. What are your thoughts on this? Because I'm pretty bullish on having some super great stablecoin access on the IC.
So this is something that I think is very important for any kind of crypto, to be able to trade, whether it's a stable coin on the internet computer or just regular USDT or USDC. Now, the problem the internet computer solves is the gas fees for these chain key stable coins, right? Because these
Mm-hmm.
gas fees, someone like me who wants to move $20 in USDT, just for like a game that I'm playing that costs 1 USDT per play. I want to use all of my USDT in that game.
Right.
So say I want to send $20 over there, it's going to cost me at least $5 to send that because it's a base transaction. That's what it was last time I interacted with it, at least, of $5 to send that to somewhere. And so I'm going to lose $5. I only have 15 over there. And so the internet computer is going to make it so where you can send that USDC, USDT, and it's going to be like less than a penny in gas fees. So, but a stable coin is very important in another way because it is a way to hedge your money. So ICP just went up to $12, right? So that would have been a very good time to, especially because we went from, 3 to 6 to $10 and then to 12. It would have been a very good time to take most of your short-term ICP bags and put it into
Mm-hmm.
USDT.
Right.
And you can't do that yet, but you could have with ICP over on like Coinbase right now. But again, that's going to cost you money if you want to move those stable coins. But it's definitely good to hedge against that. And then when we go back down to $9, then you get right back in. And that's going to cost you a fee every single time you trade on Coinbase. You're going to pay a big fee for that. So if you're trading on these dexes, which is where you're going to have the chain key USDT and the USDC, then you're going to be able to save those gas fees, take all of your profit. Because I remember when I traded a ton of Bitcoin for a ton of DAI coin, right?
Mm-hmm.
So let's just say a little less than 10K worth of Bitcoin to DAI, which is a stable coin. Every time Bitcoin would pump to 60K or something, I'd put some of it into a stable coin, my short-term trades. And so then when it cost me like 50 to $100 every single time I made almost a $10,000 trade. So I'm paying
Yeah.
50 to $100 out of my money every time. And so when I'm trading back and forth, 50, 100, 50, 100, 50,
Yeah.
100, that adds up to like $1,000 really quickly.
Dude.
So you might be making profit because you're riding the wave up, putting it in a stable coin, riding the wave back down, buying the crypto, ride it up, stable coin. Now's a really good time to do that. But what I'm saying is, if I did that 10 times, $100, you're talking $1,000 that I just paid in fees. They could all be saved on
Mm-hmm.
the internet computer. That's not even gas fees. That's a trade fee. So I'm not 100% sure the liquidity they're going to have. They need to have a lot of liquidity though, because liquidity is going to allow big money. So how does big money come into crypto? If you noticed on my channel, when I told you we were coming into a massive pump, it is because Bitcoin was number 2 in volume. Okay, number 2 in volume, Bitcoin. How is Bitcoin number 2? Well, number 1 is USDT. So what does that mean? That means that a ton of money is flowing into the market and getting in stable coins, getting ready to purchase a ton of crypto. So if we want mass adoption for the internet computer, what we need is not only the ckUSDT and ckUSDC, but we need liquidity that can allow big players to come into the game in a decentralized way, put $100 million into ckUSDT to buy a huge bag of CK Bitcoin or CK Ethereum when it goes down, right? So
Mm-hmm.
this is the future, man. This is what we're going to
Yeah.
look for.
I agree. And when it comes down to like trading, I think we're going to see a huge influx of traders, kind of moving into the system because when you use the internet computer and these dexes on the internet computer, I mean, basically it's free to do transactions. It's up to the DEX to cover the cost of our transactions. Of course, they'll make up for it in the maker and taker fees and things like that. But that is the one cool thing about IC, is that it's a gas-free chain. And I can tell you that I was trading some meme coins on Uniswap the last few days, and I won't say what they were, but I ended up just basically pumping my bags. I think I had 61% profit. I threw about $700 in, walked with $1,100 overnight, and then I ended up footing at least $75 in gas fees.
Damn.
On the Ethereum network after it was all said and done. And I mean, I had transaction slippage, I had all sorts of garbage going on, failed transactions. It was a nightmare. So like, the one thing that I'm bullish on here is that now we can trade a ton of pairs, you know, and move into stables. So yeah, this is going to be like absolutely crazy for now. But we ended up basically, bear with me one second here. We ended up pumping to the moon the last few days. I ended up getting out of bonk. I had bonk up here, maybe around 0.00025, somewhere in there. And I got out to hop into that meme coin. And I'm sure glad I did that, because this thing has tanked. But the entire market's kind of like half in the bag right now. And we're seeing ICP kind of cool its jets. Right now, she's down a good 10%. But guess what? We're still up 67% on the week. So with that said, we're doing pretty darn good. And look at this, 157% still on the year.
So I just want to also say that a meme coin on the internet computer called Ghost Token just went up, I think 5x. No, more than that.
Did it? Okay.
8x. Yeah, because I had $10 worth, and then it was like $88. So it went on almost up 9x, bro. 9x
Wow.
this week.
That's insane, dude. So yeah, congratulations to like all the people holding Ghost. I've got like a very small bag, and I mean like very small bag. I got like 2,000 Ghosts or something. I don't even know where I got it from.
Probably an airdrop.
Yeah, who knows? But anyways, we got the ICP charts. One thing that I'm loving here is that we're seeing price action above this weekly Ichimoku cloud. This is super, super bullish. It's the first time it's been above the cloud ever. So I'm waiting for like the next close, because with Heiken Ashy candles, we'll see this thing open right around, well, it'll start at about $8, and then that will be a definitive starting point to be completely above this cloud as far as the candlestick goes.
So does it act as support? Like when it went down and touched the top of that Ichimoku cloud right there on that last candle, is that support?
Let's check that out. So what price was that at? Let's look at the weekly. So basically on the weekly, basically the bottom of this candle is the weekly sessions low. So you could argue that maybe it started here and went up, or maybe it started at $7 and came down and then went up. But you know, since it's the weekly candle, so that's $6.55, we can just kind of see.
It's going to start where that other candle ends.
Yep. So here it is. So yeah, I mean, yeah, it might be a little bit of a support level there. But we have a textbook. We have a absolutely textbook bull.
Bullish Gartley? Oh.
Yeah, I was gonna say a bull pennant, man.
Okay.
You know, we got this very erect, very erect. I got my camera going crazy. There's something going on with my whole YouTube set tonight. The Zoom's not working. My camera's going crazy. So I apologize. But, you know, we kind of have this little pennant formation. I mean, the one thing that I'm kind of looking at right now is that, we don't get some sort of descending triangle to the downside, because we do kind of have
Ooh.
that. We do kind of have that cooking on the charts right now, as far as like the 4 hour is concerned. But it might be necessary for an ABCDE corrective wave. So we've kind of got like, this, high is getting lower. So I'm thinking this is such a very short time frame, only a 2 day pattern, that we might just be gearing up to see one of these moves and a bounce off this 50. At least that's what I'm hoping. And I'm hoping that we get this ABCDE corrective wave like this. And then I'm hoping this thing comes right down to no lower than $9. And I'm hoping we get this move to the upside. We have been seeing like the IC break some bullish patterns. So I am bullish on that. What are your thoughts on the markets right now as far as ICP is concerned? Do you have any charts or anything that you want to
Yeah, let
pull
me
up?
just share my screen with you real
Okay,
quick here.
sounds good. Let me stop my share. Make sure that you can share. All right, there we go.
Cool. Okay, so I want to start with the volume because this is really important to our continued move to the upside. We have $207 million in volume the last 24 hours, which has gone down from what we had before. If we go look in the last 7 days, we had some massive volume, and we have actually more than when we were at about $6, $7, and then it pumped up pretty high. But as you see, we're getting the volume that pumped us up all the way up here. We did get up to about 500, 600 million. I think we topped out at about 800, 600. Okay, 642, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
I thought we got to 800. Yeah, we got to 800 over here. But anyway, so we still have good volume here. We're number 20 by market cap. I see us becoming a top 10 crypto either in 2024 or 2025. Now,
Mm-hmm.
what Six Figs said about the charts, this is going to be perfect for that because if you see that on the 1 day, the technicals are neutral right now. He was just saying we do have a descending triangle and we have a possible bull flag. But we like to go with the momentum, right? The volatility says very negative, which means it is very volatile right now. This is actually a positive thing because if you watch our videos, whoops, sorry about that. If you watch our videos, we are telling you these price targets when it goes down to about $9. Have a purchase order, not financial advice, somewhere around 950, 925, 915 at those levels. And then you can have them down all the way at 8, 7, and then $5 too. But this volatility, those ones might never go through, but this volatility that we're seeing here, geez, I'll remember that I can't do that sometime. The volume is negative right now, and I don't see why it says that. It's just saying that because the volume has gone down from 300 million to 200 million. But I don't see that as negative. Impulse right now is because people are watching the price go down and not understanding that when the price goes down, it is a very good opportunity to buy the dip, dollar cost average. The
Mm-hmm.
whales, like I told you, and like Six Figs taught me, that they take profits at the 078 on the extension, and then they're scooping it up on the 078 on the other side, right? So when they pump it up to $12, that area 11.50, $12, they're going to be taking profit. Then they go back down to that $9 area and they scoop it up again. So it says very
Mm-hmm.
oh man. So it says very negative. Anyway, let's look at the 4 hour because this is the chart that he was talking about with the bull pennant and the descending triangle, right? So it's also neutral. Isn't that funny that his technical analysis goes 100% with what the actual technical indicators are? So very spot on. Social, very positive. Dominance, very positive. Search, very positive. Whales, only negative. That's because they just bought back in. It's not very negative anymore because they pumped the price down on the daily to get in at $9, and now they're slowly buying back in, and so it's going to move from negative to positive. Love it.
I
So
sure
here's
hope so.
yeah, so do I, man. But no, this is just what it tells me. This is never 100%. We are
That's
weathermen
true.
over here. We
Yeah.
are reading the weather, and it rains sometimes when it's not supposed to, and it doesn't rain when it's supposed to. So as
Mhm.
you see here, this is a very important weekly chart. This is looking like some kind of a bull flag on the weekly too. Normally it has to be like kind of sideways, but I have seen bull flags that play out with a horizontal resistance and a horizontal support. Normally they do kind of bend down to the side and like kind of go down a little bit, but you can also have them directly horizontal too. But this is where I want to look now, because this is where we are having our cup and handle pattern play out. And let's just get rid of all this because it's kind of in our way right now. But this cup and handle, depending on where we close on the week, I am looking for, if we close somewhere around $9 and we do have a retracement back down to like about this $8.31 level, we could see a cup and handle pattern play out here on the monthly and send us back up here to about $12. Up to this level, I'd be watching about 12.34. So this is a big level that I would be getting in at 8:30. Where is it? 8:31. This is an area I would really be watching, especially if we close somewhere in this area at about $9. If we do close above $9, I wouldn't really. We could have like still a cup and handle because it's not that far away. But I would be looking more for that bull flag on the lower time frames and on this chart. So if we do close like lower than this, which it would have to kind of pump up and then back down for that to happen on the weekly, because we close wherever this ends up, and this is the high where it started. This is where it started, right? So maybe it wouldn't go lower than that. Never mind. I'm not thinking clearly here. But anyway, let's look at this 4-hour time frame and kind of go with six figs movement on this. I would be definitely looking at the $11.34 level. Now, what I could see happening here is a falling wedge pattern.
Absolutely. Yeah, there could be that coming, especially if we see that most recent candle start dipping a little bit more too.
Yeah, and so
Absolutely.
we could go back up to this $10 range, kind of bounce off of this, get in here, and then go back up and test this $11
Yep.
range right here. It's not the most perfect descending triangle, but that's also a pennant pattern. So if that does, like if the bull flag doesn't play out, we do just break out of this level and go up and touch here, then that would be the falling wedge breakout. But it also could be a bull flag, bull pennant, because what is a bull pennant? A flagpole with a descending triangle, right? So and then it also does have this descending wedge here, like he was saying on the 4-hour. So if this does break down, I do see a possible test of about 881. And then if we break down from there, I'm really looking towards $8 to that 831 level right here. So, but as you see, we're getting massive volume. The volume is starting to go down, but on the 4-hour, we are not overbought right now, which is very important. On
Mm-hmm.
the daily, we are a little bit overbought right now, but this is able to go up to the 90 range easy. So let me look at this daily. It does look like another bull flag here on the daily, just with this pull right here. So where did you say that this flag could go on yours?
Let's see here. Well, I'm kind of thinking that it might hit around that $9 level. If it sticks to that descending triangle.
Okay. And what
Uh,
about the bull flag?
the bull flag? Oh, I'm sorry. Um,
Ooh,
if this thing rips up,
damn. That
um,
could be $15 on the daily. We can go look at the 4-hour. You want to share your screen now?
yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Okay, cool.
Okay,
You can
here we
take mine off
go.
there, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh.
We'll see. Uh-oh. All right.
Because
I think I got it.
the
There
one
we
on the
go.
daily says $15. So I'm kind of
Yeah.
curious about the one on the 4-hour.
Yeah, so when I look at like these patterns like a bull flag or something, the one thing that I do look for is if we do get this bounce at like this $9 region or something. And I think it'll be a quick wick if it happens. But one thing that I like to do is just measure out the the flagpole from like the very top down to like maybe the base. Then I like to come and put it at the session low. So yeah, I mean,
You're not sharing your screen, I don't
oh, I'm
think.
not? Okay.
No,
Darn it. All right. Zoom is killing me.
that's okay.
Zoom is absolutely killing me tonight, you guys. Not sure what's going on with it. Okay. It should be coming through now. It might be delayed here, but yeah, I think we're good now. So with that said, what I like to do is measure this flagpole, and that to me is kind of like an indicator of what the next move could possibly
Bro, I
be.
don't think you're sharing it still.
Really?
Yeah, like all I see is you. Normally I see your screen. It puts you up here with me.
Oh, I'm coming through on my screen.
Okay. All right, my
Yeah,
bad.
I'm looking at the live feed here.
Okay.
Yeah, it looks
That's what I
good.
was trying to do too, but it looked on here. Okay, anyway, go ahead.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Anyways, yeah. So this bull flagpole, what I like to do is just draw it up from the bottom of this little starting point with the pump, and then up to this top, and then I like to just put it right at the session low, and then run that thing up. So I mean, I'm thinking like $22 or something like that. And when it comes down to it, I just want to throw up a little Fibonacci and see where that takes us. 361.8 at about $22. And you can kind of see how this price action actually plays in just perfectly. Hold on one second while I get this thing set back up so everyone can see it, especially like on this 4-hour chart. This is great. We can see that the support levels right here, the resistant levels, the support, the slingshot up, how this thing came right up to the 161.8, ripped right down to the 127. So yeah, I think like there is this chance to maybe move up to this 361.8 at around $22 and possibly 71.69 cents. So,
Damn. When do
I'm
you see
just
that happening?
tonight, probably.
Let's go.
No, I
Let's
wish it
go.
was tonight. So, I mean,
Yeah,
I
you
think
never
there's
know, man.
some good things happening right now. And I guess like the one major thing that I'm looking for here is like a very nice continuation of Elliott wave theory. And I'm just going to break this thing back down a little bit.
This is a
Um,
healthy correction, though.
a healthy correction for like Elliott wave
ICP
theory,
right
or
now. No,
yeah,
just before you said that, yeah.
yeah, it's a healthy correction. Agreed. Yeah, so I mean, when you're looking at like Elliott wave theory, this is exactly, like the type of move that I want to see. Something like this. This isn't quite textbook, but a lot of times you can see Elliott wave theory within Elliott wave theory, and this is a classic example right here. This is an absolute classic example of Elliott wave theory, and then you have the classic ABCDE corrective wave that follows. So I do think that we are possibly getting close to seeing this thing maybe start turning around, hopefully within the next couple of days. But I'm hoping that this is part of a grander move to the upside, something like this. I'm hoping we see, something like this occur where we get some major moves to the upside like this. But all in time, we have to. I feel like not financial or trading advice, but I feel like we're kind of at this very beginning, possibly, of the. Looks like I accidentally reshared your screen. Oh my goodness! Bear with me one second. Okay, here we go. All right, there we go. Zoom's a mess. I got to get my StreamYard figured back up. But yeah, folks, I mean, it is what it is. I feel like we're at the very beginning stages of the next bull run, hopefully. I'm starting to get bullish vibes. I'm loving how ICP is absolutely on this mental tear to the upside as well. Like, it's just been crazy.
Yeah,
So,
and so I want to elaborate on what you just said there, that the bull market's getting started, right? So the reason that that is, in April of 2024, the Bitcoin halving happens, right? So we would have had a big move probably starting in 2019 had COVID not happened, right?
mhm,
So if you
agree.
take that out of the equation, we're exactly where we should be right now with Bitcoin, with altcoins. The internet computers outperformed basically every crypto in the last week. In the last couple of months has just been on a tear.
Mhm.
But as we move closer to that halving date, it creates a supply shock. And what happens with the supply shock is it gets people to invest more in Bitcoin, right? And then when people invest in Bitcoin, they don't make a whole lot of money unless they're millionaires or billionaires to buy a lot of Bitcoin. So they invest some of their money into Bitcoin and then they look for altcoins. So what happens, there's less Bitcoin being sold, so it's going up. So more people are buying Bitcoin, and the more people that are buying Bitcoin, the more people are buying altcoins. So
Mhm.
the supply shock in Bitcoin, it drags the market up. So altcoins go up, and people are like, okay, I can make a lot of money with altcoins. And so money kind of trickles in. And
Mhm.
that is like that snowball effect that I was talking about on my channel last night, that people really like money. I mean,
Mhm.
that's pretty simple, but people like money, man. And a good way to make money is crypto. Because
Yeah.
you know how many people have told about ICP when it was at $3? I just want to say this right now. Even a close friend of mine, I was like, bro, if you lose $1, if you put $100 in right now, if you end up with $99 in 1 year, I will pay you $100. The whole $100 you invested in, I will pay you $100. If you lose $1, you'll get $99 back plus $100. And he's like, oh, maybe, bro. And I was like, no, it's at $3. Do it now, bro. Do it now.
Mhm.
And
Yep.
he didn't. I gave him some ICP at like $4 and it went up to 10. But I was like, dude, just invest a little bit every night. And I just tell people, I told my fan,
Yeah.
like I tell everybody
I
who will
do
listen.
too.
And maybe they'll
Nobody
listen now.
listen.
Maybe
Yeah.
they'll listen now. Like we just made thousands,
Yeah.
thousands in less than a couple days.
Right. That was an insane pump. I woke up on Saturday morning and I was like a kid at Christmas, man. I was like,
That's how I
oh.
felt too. Yeah. I get excited
Dude.
about crypto, man. That
Yeah.
like my enthusiasm is why I am good at creating content, man.
Yeah.
And it's genuine. So I should probably be an actor or something, but
Yeah, you should. Go make the real money then.
you
Instead
know
of
what?
losing it all the time in crypto.
Hey, that's only if you're like if you're a short-term degen. If you're a
That is
long-term
true.
degen, you got it in the bag. Or if you watch
That is
Crypto Wendy,
true.
she tells you. She
Yeah.
tells you it goes down 90 to 99%. I didn't believe her at first. Not gonna lie to
Yeah.
you. I was like, yeah, right. My crypto's not going down 90 to 99%. Watch, Wendy. And then shit, it went down. I was like, oh shit. Damn, I gotta listen to Wendy from now on.
I know. Yeah, she's awesome.
For
Um,
sure.
but yeah, man, I think we'll kind of wrap things up here. And folks, I want you guys to swing on over and check out Bitcoin Renegade's channel here on or his Twitter, his X account at Bitcoin R3 Renegade.
It's
And
just Bitcoin Renegade, like Eminem spells his name with the E in the Renegade, with the
yeah,
backwards E.
and
Well,
I will.
if you want to know the true story, somebody took that handle, Bitcoin Renegade, and I tried to buy it from him, and he'd never respond. I was like, bro, I'll give you $100 for it right now.
Nice.
Never respond. He had like 2 or 20, like a small amount of followers. I was like, bro, I want that handle. But yeah, for
Oh,
sure.
maybe you could entice him with a little bit of ICP.
Hey, that's a good idea because I offered him like cash. Maybe
Okay.
ICP do a trick.
Yeah, might do the
Or
trick.
Bitcoin, if he's a Bitcoin renegade, man. Come on.
There you go. He might like that.
ckBTC.
I'd do that for sure.
Before you guys go though, there is 2 SNS launches right now. There's Tracks
Okay.
and Gold Cow, man. Get over there and check them out. Also,
You get in on any?
check out CKF on ICP Swap, Sonic, IC Dex. Get over there.
Okay. Did you get in on any of the latest and greatest?
I did, man. I got in on Tracks. $80 is a little rich for my blood right now with Gold Dow. I want those
Hmm.
tokens. I want to be in right now. So maybe if I make a good trade, I can get
Yeah,
in before the launch ends. But I'm in on
sure.
Tracks right now. So
Yeah, very nice. Very
what about you?
nice. Let's see. I think I threw a little bit of something into everything.
Just yeah, that's a
Yeah,
good way. Throw a noodle at the wall, see if it sticks, man.
exactly. Nothing much, but I try to support everything when I can, and it is what it
Way
is.
to be.
But yeah, I think I threw. Let's see. I'm invested in so much stuff. What was one of the other ones that is raising funds?
Right
Um,
now?
yeah.
Oh, I don't know, man. I know that Elementum card game just came out with a new game, and they were having or going to have a crowdfunded sale for
It was
Elementum.
Gold Dow. Gold Dow was what it was.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Gold Dow. Yeah, I got in on that one too.
Oh, you
So
spent 8 ICP, big baller, big baller.
I think I threw like 100 ICP at it.
Oh damn. I need to see if
So
I can make
yeah,
content for them or something, man. I
yeah,
really want those tokens.
yeah. And I mean, I'm not saying other people should, 'cause who knows? But I'm a big fan of Origin and stuff like that. And also,
OG wise the
I
shiznit.
I got to share this. Did you see this? Person of the year.
Yeah, I put it on my video,
Finally,
man.
folks, Dominic Williams. Yeah,
Damn.
so yeah, the community liked it, and yeah, I stole like the idea from another community member, which I
ICP
gave
whale.
credit. Yes, I gave
Good
credit
guy.
to ICP Whale in today's video that I did, but that was kind of fun. So hopefully the Dom father saw that and
The
is
Dom father.
happy.
Damn, bro. That's good.
But all right, bro. Well, I think we're gonna end it here. Thanks again for being on the channel,
Man,
and
I'm
hope to
glad
have
we made
you,
it work.
dude. Yeah, we'll redo this. We'll redo another live stream because all this equipment failure and like Zoom stuff that we had going on at the beginning, it like threw off my vibe like 100, dude. So yeah,
I was trying to just make light of everything because I know how that feels, bro. Like when you're the
yeah.
one in control of stuff and
Hmm.
shit doesn't work right, yeah, oh man.
Dude,
Whew.
it's the
Yeah, I
worst
know how that
feeling.
feels.
It's
It
the worst
is.
feeling. We had people waiting, so felt
Yeah.
super bad about that. And it
Smash
was
that
like,
like button though,
yeah,
guys. Let's show
yeah,
Six Figs that it don't matter that shitty tech don't work all the time. That
yeah.
we got his back though.
We need to be doing this on the IC for sure. But all right,
That'd
guys.
be cool if there was tech to like actually live stream on the internet computer with no like lag issues. That'd
Yeah,
be badass.
yeah, that would be cool. Yeah, oh well.
Next bull run maybe.
Yeah, for sure. All right, you know what time it is. Goodbye.